This is my minimalist gaming setup. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you 15 steps on how to get this exact setup for yourself. Some of the products can be interchanged, but if you want this exact setup, stick around to the end of this video. This setup is not just about like really beefy gamed out specs and stuff, but there's a lot of thought about intentionality, when to game, how to game, and a lot here that I'm excited to dive into today. If you're new here, hey, I'm Spencer, and we help you find intentionally designed and well-made products so you can live calmer, more focused lives. We love products that marry form and function. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe. Let's dive in. So everything here starts with the desk and the chair and the screening positions. So a very special thanks to Huanuo for sending these over for us. If you've ever had like a terrible gaming chair or maybe one of those gaming chairs and it's just not that comfortable, then this chair from Huanuo is perfect. There's a lot of adjustability here. It's light, the fabric is super breathable, and it's like just the right amount of comfortable yet like productive that you can use this for gaming or for getting long hours of work done. I forgot to mention links to everything I mentioned will be down in the description below so you can check them out for yourself. So along with this is the desk, which is also from Huanuo. It's a solid sit-stand desk, and you can see I've kind of gone for a black and white theme here. I've never had a white desk, so I definitely wanted to pick that up from them. I won't say that you could put you, your sister, your brother, and your dog on this thing and raise it up and down, but it is fairly sturdy, and even when standing at it, you can feel comfortable resting your arms on it, putting paperwork on there, and not having to worry about your gaming consoles falling off the end. The final thing is the dual monitor arms, which are so heavy duty and movable. So if you're going for more of like a gaming / productivity setup, having two monitors and being able to basically place them wherever you want to is fantastic. And Huanuo's kind of running all of this as sort of a complete set right now on their site. So again, check the link in the description, and thanks to Huanuo for setting the basis of everything that this gaming setup is. All right, so step 2 is the screen. Now I've had these Samsung M7 monitors for a while. I have 2 of them. These are the 32-inch versions. It's only 60 hertz, but I love the 4K size, and I used to just use these for productivity work. But me personally, I'm not doing a bunch of like competitive gaming, and I really kind of enjoy the 60 hertz movement. It's kind of like the difference between shooting in like 30 or 60 and 24 frames per second on cameras. There's something like kind of novel about having like the slower speeds for more cinematic games. Maybe that's just me. Of course, I would get something faster if I had the money and really needed to, but these have been perfect for me. And I'm sure you could find them at a great price nowadays. These monitors also double as smart TVs. Like on the remote, you can literally watch Netflix and stuff like that. So if you want something that's a little bit bigger, that's kind of a TV / computer monitor, these have been really great. Step 3 is some ambient lighting. I don't like a ton of lighting while I'm playing games, but I find it does help a little bit on your eyes so that you don't just have one source of light. Back here behind me is the Honeywell Standing Light F01W. I just think it looks kind of cool. Like it's got this cool like movable circle see-through light thing, and I actually worked with them in the past on a video reviewing that light. I'll leave that up here. It's great. It's dimmable. You can set different like color temperatures. I love it, and I think it just kind of fits perfectly in this setup over in the corner. Step 4 is the desk mat, which kind of keeps the space clean, and it gives that sort of two-tone look here, the black on the white. It also doubles as my mouse pad. Like I said, I'm not like a competitive gamer. I don't play a bunch of like quick shooter games, so having just a regular mouse pad works for me. And this is actually just from my Buffalo tenon desk setup, which I'll leave a link to that video here as well. Just a regular mat. It's got the Buffalo logo on it, and it's black, so it fit the setup. Step 5 is the mouse. If you're doing PC gaming and you like mouse and keyboard, you're gonna want a mouse, you're gonna want a keyboard, and a special thanks to Rapoo for sending this out for review. This is their VT-S3 Max Gen 2 mouse. And for someone who doesn't do a bunch of gaming on mouse and keyboard, this is so light. I know there's lighter mice out there, but this has just surprised me at how capable this is. I'm not huge into the world, so I can't say if it's better than something else or not, but for me, it's been perfect. Super light, USB-C charging, black and white colorway is fantastic, and you do have a few areas for customization if you want that as well. It does weigh 49 grams, so for those of you who are aware of the weight of mice, there's that. measurement for you. It has a true 8K polling rate and a responsive optical sensor. It just feels so accurate, especially when playing things like Battlefield 6. I just feel like I have so much control, especially obviously compared to something like the Xbox controller, which we'll get into here in a second. I like that it's wireless. You'll find being wireless makes for a better minimal desk setup. So this thing is fast, reliable, unobtrusive, and I definitely recommend it. So check out link in the description. Thanks again to Rapoo for sending this over. Step 6 is the other peripheral. Here is a keyboard from Vermilo. This is the Vermilo Manila 75, which that's just really fun to say. They actually reached out while I was like sort of concepting this video, and I was like, I'm going for black and white setup already. Absolutely. And I have been pleasantly surprised and blown away at how good this keyboard is. First of all, it sounds incredible, very easy and light to type on and game on as well. Super responsive. It's a compact 75%, so you do keep a lot of the essentials for PC gaming without overcrowding the desktop. Again, keeping it minimal. The PBT keycaps are hot swappable, and there are wireless modes and low latency modes here. So super functional, minimal, solid build, got a nice weight to it. I don't know. I just really like this thing. Thanks to Vermilo for sending this out as well for this video. Links in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Step 7 is Gamepad. Now, you can go really any direction. You can go with the Steam controller, you can go with SteelSeries, you can go with PlayStation controllers. I have actually gone for an Xbox controller. I've just found that it is the most capable across all the games that I play on Steam. I had the PlayStation 2 growing up, and then after I got rid of that console, I had the Xbox 360, and I played the Xbox 360 probably the most out of all the consoles in my life. It was like all throughout high school and going into college. So it's a very comfortable controller in my hand, something that I'm used to. So I really enjoyed having this in my hand again to play some of these games on the Steam machine. All right, so I actually didn't have the Nintendo Switch 2 here. I was going to sell the Nintendo Switch 2, but then a brand called Coops reached out and asked if I wanted to check out their case for the Switch 2. And let me tell you, this just makes the Switch 2 feels so much more like ergonomical and like it was actually made to be held in a handheld fashion, which I think is great. It feels fine in the hand how it came, but there's definitely a trade-off when it comes to being able to pull off the sides to give to friends and stuff like that. This sort of brings it back into like single player handheld comfortability. And I love that even with the case on, it still fits on the dock. So this is gonna become a system where I just play Nintendo exclusives. Everything else will obviously come through Steam. So I can obviously play that handheld, which is really nice, or I do have the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller as well if I want to be playing it on the screen here. All right, the heart of this whole setup is obviously the PC. I recently put out a video. I created my own Steam machine. I couldn't wait, and I know that a lot of people around the internet are doing that right now. When I bought all the pieces for this Steam machine, it was I think $700-800, but you can go check out that video here where I walk through everything that I did. It's basically a Steam machine. I turn it on and it boots into Steam. And while it is running Windows, that allows me to play basically all of my library that I've ever bought on Steam. So even going back to like the first days on Steam, I can play those old games, and that's a really cool feeling. So this computer is only for taking breaks and gaming. I have nothing else on there, and I think that's a really good idea, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Right, so with good gaming, you need good audio. I've actually chosen just to go with the Nothing Headphone 1. I love these. I think they look amazing, they sound amazing, they feel amazing, and I just don't wear big headphones like this around out and about, so having them here to play this, it's silver and black and white, but it kind of fits the vibe, and it's just kind of got that retro look, right? So this is what I usually use if I'm not just bringing audio through the monitor, which is not the best sound. If I want something better, this is what I'm wearing. Step 11 is cable management. I think the biggest thing here is not necessarily which product, but that you have something. You know, going for wireless controllers, wireless mouse and keyboard, things like that really help to cut down on all the cables everywhere. I literally pulled like an under desk cable tray from a different desk in the office, put it under this one. Huanuo sells them as well. You can really pick those up wherever, but just having a way to take the wires that you do have, like to your monitor or PC or Switch or whatever, and just run them back into a desk tray underneath here to catch all your cables is just nice. It keeps it minimal and it keeps it clean, right? Especially in this shared space that we call the lounge. I don't want it to to have like this yucky gaming corner, right? I want it to look nice, and I want people to be able to come over here and do some work if they need to. So step 12 would be if you wanted to upgrade something like the headphones to maybe a sound bar or some speakers here beside the monitor, just to give a fuller experience. They even make like audio options for like in the headset of your chairs nowadays, which I think is pretty cool. And you can get that sort of surround sound feel while gaming. For me though, you know, being here at the studio, I like to keep it to headphones just because I want to be quiet while other people are working. But that could be sort of a step up upgrade if this is something that you have more so in your home in a quieter space. Step 13 is the chair, which I've already talked about a little bit here, but you've got to have a chair for gaming setup. And this is the Huanuo chair. I'll leave links to it down in the description below. But like I said before, like it's super breathable, super comfortable. I actually like kind of kicking back, putting my feet up while I play sometimes. And this chair just has a lot of customization in that way that you can really get comfortable, change up your position. And it's light. It just feels supportive and light, which I think is kind of interesting. And I really like sitting in this chair. Step 14 is kind of conceptual, and that's focus zones. So I've actually put this gaming setup in the lounge, and my office is over there. If I'm doing work, I'm there. If I'm playing a game for a break, I'm here. And I wanted those two spaces to be separate. I didn't want there to be any distraction from my work, and I wanted to be able to take a break and fully take a break. It'd be away from work when I need it. And I think this is really important. And though like, yes, it costs extra to have another desk and another mouse and keyboard and stuff, if you enjoy gaming, gaming can easily get very addicting. So keeping your two areas separate, I think, is very important. So step 14 kind of moves into step 15 here, which are a couple of things that help with gaming and working. One is you can see up here, maybe slightly, I have this, I want to shout out my friends over at Rames. I'll leave a link in the description. They create this sort of analog board card system. So think Ugmonk, but with a visual placement on the wall. I've used my 3 boards as sort of a analog Kanban board, which means each card is a project, like a video project. So this video I'm making right now is up on the board under ready for A-roll. So I'm currently shooting A-roll for this video. Once this video is done, I'm gonna move that card over to ready for B-roll. So it's a visual representation of how my projects are going along. There's many different ways that you can use these boards, quite open-ended, but the reason I have them here is because it's good reminder while I'm taking a break, look at all the work that I need to be doing. And it allows me to take a break, get my time, but then be like, all right, cool, back to work. A good reminder there. The second device is a timer from a company called Time Timer. It's just your normal timer. I think they make timers more so for like school kids and stuff, but this one's green. It looks nice. It is like my sleeper productivity tool. I love doing the Pomodoro method, which is 25 minutes of work, 5-minute break. You can change that however you want. You can do 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, however you want to do it. But having that timer means, ooh, I set my timer, I take my break, timer goes off, back to work. Same thing on my desk in there. Set my timer, run through emails, timer goes off, take a break. I have found I'm like so much more productive, which this isn't really like a productivity video, but I have found I'm so much more productive than if I just have like a loose going through a to-do list throughout the day. I get distracted a lot and I'm not focused. The Pomodoro timer method is fantastic, both for taking breaks and in there. And having a little plastic timer is nice because I can take it back and forth between the two. So that's it. I wanted a nice looking setup, minimal setup, a place to play my old Steam games, place to play Hogwarts Legacy, which might be my favorite game ever, just because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And after playing Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets on PlayStation 2, I told myself if they ever came out with an open world Harry Potter game, I was gonna play the crap out of that game, and it's here. And I've been playing it, but that does it. What am I missing in my setup? Keep in mind, it's a minimalist gaming setup, and it's very intentional with how I set it up so that I don't get too distracted, I don't get too bogged down into games and taking breaks all the time. But I'd love to hear what you think of this setup, and I'd love to hear about your setup in the comments down below. Thanks so much to the sponsors for supplying a lot of the products here for this setup. Again, links to all this stuff will be in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it. And again, if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe, and I'd love to get to know you in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.